What's up, guys? So do you want to mount LED lights to your vehicle? Super simple, without any complicated wires. Well, I have a solution for you. So if you have some pod lights like I do that you want to run on your vehicle, this is a 2018 Subaru Crosstrek, and you want to run lights on your vehicle, super simple, well then I think you should take a look at this company called MicTuning. They make a wireless switch panel that really is pretty much a game changer in my opinion, because they make it super easy. All you got to do is just mount their technology inside your engine bay, wire it up to your battery, and then connect your lights to the relays, and you're done. It's literally that simple. You take a remote control, turn them on, turn them off inside the cab of your car with no wires going through the firewall from the engine into your cab. You don't have to do that. It's just wireless. All right, so the heart of the system is going to be your relay panel here. And as you can see here, that's it right there. This is the heart of the whole system here. You have a top cover that tells you some information on here. You've got some spare fuses, 10, 15, 20, and 30 amps. And this little piece of technology really is a game changer. So you'll have your wires that go to the battery. Here's your positive and your negative. Then you have all your switches here. They're marked 1 through 4 on this side, and then 5 through 8 on this side. So you have 8 total switches. And as you can see, here's your controller, your switches right here that you put inside your car, so you can turn the lights on. Yeah, this is pretty simple. You have a plug-in here for the antenna. Then you have a switch right here that allows you to control this switch panel with just battery power from your car, which is what I'm going to do. Or you can move it over to the side and then wire it to a fuse in your fuse panel to only come on when the accessory power is turned on. So when you turn your key on and the accessory power is on, then this powers up. And then when you take the key out, there's no way for your lights to come on. So some people like that option. But that's pretty much it. This is the heart of it. I believe they call this a solid state relay setup here. So there's no big Snicker bar size relays. They used to be big, like they were like the size of this bag here in the old days. But now all the relays are built into this panel here. Somewhere inside here, there's some little tiny solid state relays, which is really cool. So the relay panel mounts onto a bracket underneath your hood. So you can mount this horizontal, vertical, any way you want. Find a spot for it and it just bolts right up. So it's nice and sturdy and clean. And then you have other options if you just want to mount it with this plate here. You don't have to have that bent option. You can have this one. And then these are your controller brackets. So you can mount this inside your car. Anywhere on your dash, wherever you want to mount it, you can do that. You don't even have to really run this on a mount if you don't want to. You could just literally just put this in your center console and then pull this out when you want to use it, or you can put it in a phone holder like I'm going to do, or you can mount this cradle anywhere inside the vehicle. You could use double-sided 3M tape. You could use these brackets. You could just drill it into the plastic, whatever you want. Sits in like that. But I'm just going to put this in a phone holder. I'll show you that later in the video. Of course, it's going to come with a whole bunch of stickers from MicTuning. You're going to have a manual. It comes with a bunch of nuts and bolts. It comes with a very handy screwdriver, because you're going to need that. Here's your antenna so the controller can communicate with the relays. You don't need the antenna exactly. I've already tested this. You don't need the antennas if you're just going to use it inside the cab of your vehicle. But if you're going to walk, 50 feet away from your vehicle, you might want to have an antenna to boost your range. You have a fuse tap, so you can plug this relay box into your fuse box in your vehicle, so it'll only turn on when you put the ignition on. I'm not going to do that, but you have the option to do that. That's going to go from the accessory port on your relay box to your battery, which I'm not going to use. It's going to come with some zip ties, And it's going to come with a USB Type-C charger for charging up your wireless controller or your wireless switches. And you have a heavy gauge red wire for power with a breaker. I already installed the breaker on here, and the breaker is protected with this plastic cover. So for whatever reason, if you needed to cut power to everything, you could hit the breaker and it'll just cut power, or the breaker will actually turn off automatically if it has some kind of fault in the line. So that's a nice safety measure there. And then of course it comes with a black wire, which is your ground wire or your negative wire that you'll plug into your battery as well. And that's it. That's everything. So let's put this on the vehicle and I'll show you how simple this really is. All right, so this is going to be super simple to show you guys because I already have my pod lights already mounted. These are the ditch lights on the A-pillar and the hood area, and my bumper lights already mounted. They're already wired. Here is the positive and negative for the ditch lights, and here is the positive and negative for the bumper lights. And all they need is a way to turn them on. So you're going to have to find a place to put the relay box. For me, it's going to be right on top of my fuse box. And there is a bolt right here that I can actually pinch that steel bracket to mount the relay box onto. That's nice and out of the way, and it doesn't hit the roof or the hood when it closes. And it's also close to my battery. Here's the positive and negative terminals. So they're super close to where I'm going to mount the relays. All right, so first up is to mount the mounting bracket. I'm going to put it right here behind this bolt. I already loosened it up, and it kind of just slots in there. And then I'm just going to tighten up the bolt. All right, that sucker is on there nice and tight. All right, once you have your bracket installed, nice and solid, you're going to put your fuse panel where you want it. I'm going to put mine right here, and you want to make sure that the wires leading out go towards your battery. So for the ground cable, the black one, you're going to see a large hole and a small hole. The small hole mounts to your fuse panel. So this is going to be your negative. Black goes to negative. And then I'm going to run this nicely through the bottom here. All right, so here's the negative terminal on my battery. There's the positive, here's the negative. So we're just going to put this on here like this. Next up is the power, or the red, and same thing, small and large. Put the small opening on your fuse panel. There we go. And this, you're just gonna have to find a clean way to do this. We're gonna run this wire like this. There we go. There we go. So you can tell it's powered up because there's a little red light indicator showing there's power. And I'm going to make sure the switch is on the battery, not accessory. So here we go, switch number 2. Stick them in the hole and then tighten down the screw and it'll pinch them. Give it a little tug and you'll know you're good. All right, so the red goes into the positive. Screw it down and it'll pinch those wires. There we go, not too tight, just hand tight. Give them a little tug to make sure they're in there. There we go. All right, so the ditch lights are wired to switch number 2. Let's hit the windshield button. That's what I labeled it. Boom, easy peasy. Next up is the bumper lights, and that's going into switch number 1. All right, let's put the ground wire in black. So black goes to black. Give it a little tug, and then the red goes to red. Give it a little tug, and it's in. Let's give it a little test. I already labeled it bumper. Here we go, bumper. Boom, look at that. Look how easy that was. We cleaned up all the wires. Here's the cover. Put that on here. Clicks on. There we go. All right, so here's what the switch panel looks like installed in my vehicle. I just have it in a phone holder It's one of those grabber style phone holders. You just put it in there and it grabs on. I'm not using the mount that it came with, but you could put that mount anywhere you want with, you know, double-sided 3M tape or some screws. I just have it right here, which is really nice because I can just take it off anytime I want and just go anywhere with the controls, which I really like, man. That's awesome. And there's no wires going through the firewall, which is just really cool. Some of the features, as you can see right now, the backlit is on, but you can turn it off hitting the power button. See that right there, the power button? You can just turn it on and turn it off. And then you can control the intensity of the backlight. So all the way high and then off. So I'm gonna go all the way high. That's as high as it goes. And then you can change the colors. This RGB button right here, you can change the colors. I'll just kind of scroll through all of them. You can kind of see all the different rainbow colors you can go to. And then it has this automatic changing color feature. So you can go through the whole rainbow of colors automatically. It just scrolls through on its own, which is kind of cool if that's what you want. Or it does this pulsing kind of setup. Let me turn the light off here so you can really see it. So it kind of does a pulsing through the different colors, which is also kind of cool. And then you go back to your original settings. I'm going to set it back to the lowest. That's the lowest backlight, which that's what I like right there. But there you go. Here, let's take it off. Let's go outside and test the distance on this real quick. So this is the biggest selling point to this wireless controller, is that you can take it outside your vehicle, turn on your bumper lights, turn on your ditch lights, or turn them both on. Love it. And the remote control still works. 20 feet, I'm not sure, but it works. And that's without the antenna. I didn't install the antenna, and that would probably boost the range. I'll do another test with the antenna in another video, but this is more than enough for what I need. Look at that. That is so cool. All right, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you wanna buy this MicTuning wireless control panel for your lights, just hit the link below the video and you'll be able to buy it straight from MicTuning's website or Amazon links. I am an Amazon affiliate, and hopefully I'll have a discount code there as well. Hopefully there's one there for you. If not, I tried my best. But there you go, guys. That's my review of the MicTuning wireless control panels. That is super cool, man. Hit that like button to support my channel. I appreciate it. It helps me out a lot. Ring the bell to be notified when I upload new videos. And leave a comment below. Let me know what you think about the MicTuning wireless switch panel. Thanks a lot, guys. Take care.